Good morning. It's Melanie, Elmaker Ranch. I thought today, we're getting ready to leave on vacation, and I thought today I might run through what we do to prepare the animals to take care of themselves while we're gone. I'm fortunate my son doesn't live too far from here, so he will stop in and check on everybody a couple times for me while we're gone. But for the most part, we are able to set everybody up to take care of themselves while we're out of town. So I'll show you what we do. I'm impressed. There's a giant rat they caught. Good job, guys. All right, so my goal today is to, obviously rake everything out and get this cleaned up. Who doesn't do that every day? Oh, well, we're gone. Since the goats will eat the dogs' food, and I need to allow the dogs to free feed, they are going to have to stay in their back enclosure. So that all the does and BJ will be back here. They have an open yard here and they have an enclosed yard in there. And here comes Limpy, Mr. Limpy Gimpy. So they're gonna stay back there. And what I do is I put the big black water tank in there with them, full of water. And we had made this water tank here with one of these gizmos that if their nose touches it, it releases water. But nobody ever learned to use it. Now, in their defense, I still had the big water tank going because it was summer and I was so worried if they didn't learn how to use it. And then goats need water. They need fresh, clean water all the time. So I didn't pull all their other water. So that might have had something to do with it. But then, of course, while I'm gone, I don't want to worry about it. So I'm putting the water tank in there. The Sebastopols will have to stay in their enclosure, and I will put their pool in there with them because if you notice, I don't know, they just started doing this. The cups on the water tank are all twisted and crooked. They drain their water. So I can't trust the tank in there with them anymore. But I believe I can put it out here and use it for the dogs as a backup. So they're going to get the pool in there just full of water, and the dogs will have their water tank and I see them go and use it all the time anyway. They go and drink out of the cups when the doors open. I have to keep it shut because Briar can get in there. And then he goes through the back. He doesn't go through the back. He wants to go through the back right here where they can see through to the girls. And I can't have him tearing the place down while I'm gone. Now, the bucks are going to stay in their section here and open. Danny doesn't bother the goats he will try to play with the geese, and obviously I don't want that going on while I'm away. So that's why the geese have to stay in. Otherwise, they would stay out with Gemma. And then the same with the chickens. They're going to be... I'll come over here and show you. All right, buddy, I'm opening the door. He thinks I pinned him in, and I really only did so I could get into the food. You're fine. Come on. Come on, buddy. You're not in punishment or anything. Oh, boy. He has to go and see if he can tell what's happening. Hi, Gemma. All right, so the chickens... See, and then Briar didn't finish what I gave him. So Samson and Bobby went in there because they're not interested in any of the girls because they're not in Pete. And they're never interested in BJ like Briar is. So anyway, so the chickens have this whole run right here through this door. And then they have a back run. That run is dry because it's covered in tin. It's got a tin roof on it. I'll show you a little bit. It's a disaster because it looks like a feather pillow. But they have a tin roof back here. So their food, you can see right there that we have rat activity. And that's just, they're just trying to get into the kitchens from under the retaining wall. So their food will be in here, dry under the cover, and even if it's not dry, they don't care, but I don't want it to get moldy. So they're going to stay in. Like I said, they have this whole section too, gobs of room, plenty of room for them in there without coming out. I'm just used to letting them out. But I can't trust Diego. He's in the kennel. He's a puppy. He's like 8 months old. That's it. So he comes out when I can watch him and reprimand him if he tries to play with a bird. Otherwise, he needs to stay in. So I can't leave him pinned in the whole time. So he and Bella will be out. If I just had Bella, the chickens wouldn't even get pinned in because they go in and roost when they're ready to, and then they could come out during the day. But I gotta take care because of the puppies. So everybody has those water tanks with the chicken cups on them. The grow outs, you can see they have a bit of a smaller one, but they don't go through it too fast, especially now it's cool. Danny, Gemma, jump in the fence. Get down. That was Gemma. She didn't go all the way over. Danny does. No, he didn't go over. Yay. My biggest problem is Gemma used to jump the fences, and so we had to build this prison yard thing to keep her in because she was going out off the property. So, but if Danny goes over to the doe side, those dogs and he all get along and everything. So it's naughty, and I'd rather he didn't do it, but I'm not gonna make that an issue between us. Hopefully someday he stops. That's all. But I can't have Gemma doing it because the girls, the Pyrenees, you'll find if you don't already know, they don't get along as adults. They fight to the death, or darn near try to. So the birds will be penned, the geese will be penned, and the does will be penned because they will eat the dog food all up. And then the dogs will not have food. The does will get bloat or something awful, and I won't enjoy myself. So I'm just keeping them safe. Look at this turkey. She finally lost that last tail feather. She's tailless right now. She's 9 years old. She bites me again. She might be headless. You stop that. Look I can touch. Look at her. You're so mean. You're so mean. Stop that. Oh, you're molting. And it doesn't feel good, huh? So that's the game plan. That's what we do. It usually works. The water tank in the goose house has always worked before, but for some reason they keep stepping on those cups, and I've tried tightening them up and everything. Turkey baby. I've tried everything to tighten them up and make them so they can't spin, or, you know, and I have been unsuccessful. So I might double the washer up and just give it one more chance, you know, overnight and see how it goes. But I'm giving them their pool because I can't leave here worrying about whether they're going to get enough water. So everybody, all the goats, each section gets an entire bale of hay, either a pool, a water tank. The dogs will get several clean buckets of water, and then turkey baby. And then along every fence where there'll be buckets of water. And then when my son comes to check on things for me once in a while, all he has to do is turn the water hoses on, make sure the dog's water buckets are full, because everybody else should be fine. And if they weren't, he would take care of it, but I really don't want him to have to go through all that because he's not a farmer. So I really hate to impose on him to do too much, but that's what we do, and it works. It works. If I didn't have my son so close, I do have neighbors that would come and look at the animals for me. As long as it wasn't a big job for them, I would never want to do that to someone without paying them. But this is what we've been doing, and this is what works for us. And we're able to leave, 3, 4, 5 days and not have any worry over how they're doing. So that's what we do, because I've done it before and I know that it's successful.